Subra, I wish I had met you 25 years early. Well, this is a comment which I hear very often. I do not know how serious people are, but I do really hear this. When I meet a 50-year-old, he says, I wish I had met you at 25. But he is now already, say, head of HR or head of finance or maybe CEO in his company. And you suggest to him, why don't you organize a session for the 24-year-olds in your organization, and then that's it. Then there is deathly silence. Then, well, I've learned to live with it. It doesn't really matter. So, the way to handle it, I thought, was to write a book. So, this is the book which says Retire Rich, Invest Rupees 40 a day. This is typically aimed at the 24-year-old, right? Saying, here is a journey which will create wealth for you in the long run, which means another 35-36 years. 35-36 years of compounding can work like magic on your money. Even at 8-9%, you don't need an extremely high rate of 16% and 17%, which going forward looks very, very, very difficult. But being in equity markets makes me wary of one thing. I never say never. Can you get 16% return? I think it's very, very, very difficult. I will not say never. You never know what can happen over 5 years, 7 years, 10 years. But over 30, 40 years, getting 16% return and 15% return when inflation is reined in at 4% or 5% is almost impossible, right? But I will not say never. I will say very tough rather than impossible. So I said, okay, here is my book, and this is what the book says. So I said, here is a summary which I can create for you. And this is meant for the 22-year-old, 23-year-old, and even for the 32-year-old who has not started. So step one, start saving and convert that saving into investment as soon as possible. Saving is a habit, right? So you earn 100 rupees, you save, some people save 10 rupees, some people save 90 rupees. I'm not getting into how much you should save, but you should save, and it has to be more than 10%. I'm not saying any upper limit, but 10% has to be the absolute minimum, because this is at a time when when you don't have any other obligations. I'm assuming that you don't have any other obligation. And if you're staying with your parents and not paying for your food and rent, fairly obvious that you should be saving something like 90% and not just 10%. But that's up to you as to how much you have to. There are a lot of articles on this which I have myself written on www.subramani.com. So please go to the blog and please click on the bell icon. So whenever I post something on my YouTube channel, you will get a bell. आपकी भी घंटी बजेगी, right? So when you change jobs, this is first one was save and invest. Second is when you change jobs, make sure that your PF travels with you. A lot of people just forget it and it is lying in different places. Don't do this. Make it a habit that when you change jobs, you shift your provident fund to the new company or whatever it is, so that in case you need to withdraw, you can withdraw it immediately. Obviously, at the beginning of your career, you're 22, 23 years of age, you're not married, your mother must be the nominee. Make sure that the nominations are in place. Mother, father, whatever, their photo is required. Whatever you have to do, make sure that the nomination is proper and in place. Try creating a passive income as soon as possible, because your accumulation will give you dividends. Try whether you can do something on some side gig, something you can do, some other way of creating a passive income. You can create passive income by doing lectures. I mean, I wouldn't call that really passive income, but it's a secondary source of income. Creating a secondary source of income means you're less dependent on the primary source of income, which gives you more guts, so that if they ask you to do something unpleasant, they want you to go to a new location which you don't like. I'm against such move, but assuming that something like this happens, your parents are here, you want to stay with your parents, and therefore you will not go to Dubai, you will not go to Gurgaon, you want to be in Mumbai, is a bad decision. But some stage of life, it might happen that you have to look after your parents, therefore you choose to come back to Mumbai. You were earlier, you posted all over the world, you went and you were a software guy, and suddenly you turn 45 and you find that your father has a medical problem or mother has a medical problem and they need you, so you decide to come back, right? So any of those things, for all those things which is going to happen a lot more into the future, 20-30 years later, whatever is going to happen, get prepared for it. Create your secondary passive income for which you save and invest aggressively. Dedication, sincerity, hard work never went out of fashion. Whichever business, whatever happened, keep learning, keep offering your services free to people who do not know your worth. If I have to learn photography today, I have to go to a photographer and I say, I will be your errand boy. I will do all your odd jobs. I will clean your lenses. I will learn how to handle the lenses. I will carry it for you. I will do everything and don't pay me a salary. That is the only way I can get into the studio and start working. That is where I start. So whether you go 50 years back or 40 years back, and people had to do, after finishing law, they would go and work for 6-7 years with a senior. The senior may or may not pay them. The senior may or may not even recommend cases for them, right? But well, they worked hard. Everybody worked hard. Chagla worked under Jinnah. Jinnah worked under Lokmanya Tilak. Nani Palkiwala worked under people like Chagla. So that's the lineage, right? So these are all people who ended up becoming ambassador to US, Indian ambassador to US, Chief Justice of India, Prime Minister of Pakistan. These were the people who all worked for free. So right, so if you are serious about whatever career you want, you may have to offer your services free, like an errand boy saying I will do everything. There is a YouTube video about, I think, Anurag Kashyap going and offering his services free to others, and see the impact that it created. He's made a career because he went and offered his services free. So people don't like to take your services free for too long. So they will start paying. If you're really good at it, the market will pay. That's not really so much of a problem. You can't keep on saying, I don't know what I want to do in life until the age of 34. There are people who retire at 40, right? So find whatever you want, find it quickly. You cannot keep on 10, 12, 13 years in corporate India and you don't know what you want to do. Something is wrong with you, not with corporate India. Understand that if you buy a property and give it on rent, it comes with a lot of headache. Are you willing to handle that headache? That's a question you have to answer. Over a long period of time, a good portfolio of equity shares should do well, which means you should start investing in mutual funds on day one. If you do not know where to put your money, it's fairly obvious. You put it in the cheapest index fund. Currently, I believe it is UTI, which is the cheapest index fund. So UTI index fund is where your money should go to. After you start doing that SIP, start learning, and then you may find that there is a large and mid cap fund, a small cap fund, whatever. You can then enter those things, but right now start off with a SIP in the UTI index fund. Investing can be very scary and unnerving, especially if your parents have not done it. And if your parents have not done it, start explaining standard deviation to them, because otherwise after 3-4 years of doing very well, 1 year when you do badly, they will tell you, look, this was never meant for us. We are not in that community. That is only for Gujaratis and Marwadis, right? Why did you enter? All this nonsense you will have to hear. So be careful. Standard deviation is not the problem. How you react to the standard deviation, how your parents react to standard deviation is a far bigger problem. There are many naysayers who will tell you, there is no great fun. Once upon a time when we invested, equity markets were great. Stop listening to this nonsense. He did not do the world a favor by being born earlier. So just don't believe it. It will do well, but it needs good emotional strength to say, okay, I think the fall is temporary. And especially this can happen in an index fund, right? Take term insurance, buy it online, simple, pure term insurance. No riders, nothing you need, and take it for a decent sum of money, which could help your parents in case you cop it. And after you get married, it could help your wife and children, right? So term insurance, yes, a must. Simple term insurance, not the other derivative products which they created out of term insurance, right? So don't do that. Understand that compounding works, and compounding works very well, whether you calculate or don't calculate. It would have worked for your grandfather, worked for your father, worked for you. So whether it is a PPF or SIP in a mutual fund, understand that compounding works. In case of equities, you can't see the compounding on a regular basis, but end of 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, you will see the CAGR. That's the way to look at the compounding in equity funds. Whatever you have to do, do it now. Don't wait, don't procrastinate. It doesn't help anybody, right? Understand that saving is about public provident fund, LIC, endowment plans, etc. But investing is about equities and perhaps real estate. Savings is difficult, so once you save, you've done a great job. Give yourself a pat in the back. But that has also got to get translated to investments quickly. Just sitting on cash doesn't help at the stage at which you are. So if you're staying with your father, your cash could be your father's ATM card also. Right. Thank you.